All right, so let's get into this story. It's called the Abel Chronicle, and it starts with something a lot of us might find familiar, a game. But believe me, it spirals into a cosmic philosophy that is genuinely chilling, and it might just challenge everything you think you know about our place in the universe.
You know how these things start. It's always in a hushed room, right? A group of people, they call themselves communicators, gather around a Ouija board. And they weren't just messing around, they were serious. They put out a genuine invitation across the veil, basically asking, is anyone out there? Does anyone want to talk?
For a long, long time, nothing. Just that heavy, expectant silence. You could feel the weight of it in the room. But right when they were about to pack it in, they felt it. A little vibration through the planchette. And then, like it had a mind of its own, it started to move.
And that was the first confirmation. Just 3 letters, Y-E-S. So simple, but it sent this absolute shockwave through the group. A mix of excitement and, let's be honest, a good bit of fear. They'd made contact.
But then, almost immediately, the whole dynamic shifted. The entity on the other side just turned the tables. It wasn't there to answer their questions anymore. It started asking its own. And its very first question was incredibly simple, but so unsettling.
So the group answers, yes, we're alone. And the reaction was not subtle. The planchette didn't just move, it shuddered. Violently. A really angry, jarring tremor that shot across the board to spell out this one stark word. A complete denial. They were not alone.
And before they could even wrap their heads around that, the presence made a demand. This was no longer some shy whisper from beyond. This was an assertion. It was taking control, telling them what to do.
And right there, the entity announced itself. Abel. And in that moment, the game was completely over. A much older and much colder conversation was just getting started.
So pretty soon after that, they didn't even need the board anymore. That slow, creaky spelling out of words was gone. Abel began to speak directly, using one of the communicators as a channel. And the voice? It was described as feeling ancient, cold, like it came from a different age entirely, an age of ice.
Now this is what's so fascinating. Abel's definition of itself. It doesn't say I'm a ghost or I'm a spirit. No, it claims to be something far more fundamental. It's the weight in the room, the cold spot on the stair. It's an atmospheric force woven into the very fabric of a place. Right from the jump, Abel just lays out this vast, completely non-human perspective. It looks at our lives, all our frantic running around, our passions, our loves, our wars, and sees it as nothing more than fireflies flickering for a second and then dying out in an endless gray twilight.
The communicators, they're still hoping for some kind of profound cosmic wisdom. So they ask Abel, what is humanity's role in the universe? What's our purpose? His answer was, well, it was anything but comforting.
And with that one sentence, Abel just dismisses our entire search for meaning as pure vanity. This idea that the universe was made for us, or even cares that we're here, according to Abel, that is our single greatest misunderstanding as a species.
In Abel's view, we are so not the main event. We are a brief, vibrant mold, a temporary fever that the earth will shake off and forget. Our only real purpose? To make a little bit of noise, disturb the silence for a moment before we fade away and just become another part of the unending past.
So this incredibly grim perspective on humanity, it's not random. It's all rooted in a complete cosmic origin story. And this story doesn't begin with a void or a big bang. It begins with a silent, perfect fullness.
Okay, so according to Abel, existence itself, all of our pain, our joy, our trying, it's not part of some grand design. It's the catastrophic aftermath of a perfect whole that shattered the very instant it became self-aware. We aren't a creation. We are the echoes of a break.
This just completely redefines evil, doesn't it? It's not some dark, malevolent force out to get us. Abel says evil is just physics. It's the inevitable, painful friction that happens when broken pieces, like us, grind up against each other in this fractured reality.
And that, right there, leads us to what is maybe Abel's most challenging and, frankly, devastating idea. It's a total reframing of morality, of good and evil itself.
So Abel argues that what we call evil isn't really a moral choice. It's just an honest expression of a broken nature. The people who do awful things, they aren't choosing a path. They're just acting according to their shape, like a sharp piece of glass that can't help but cut things. It's not philosophy, it's just instinct.
And here it is, the really devastating climax of this whole philosophy. In our broken reality, the most honest thing we can do is grind against each other, which we call evil. And kindness, compassion, love? Well, that's a beautiful lie. It's a faint, painful memory of the wholeness we lost. It's a tragic, nostalgic song we sing to the ghost of a perfect universe that's already gone.
So what happens to humanity in the end? There's no dramatic final battle, no bang. It's just a slow, quiet fade. Our energy runs out, our civilizations crumble, and we simply cease. Abel says this isn't an ending. It's a restoration. It's the universe quietly sweeping up the broken pieces, as the silence that was here before us patiently reclaims everything.
And that's where this whole chronicle leaves us, with this final, really provocative thought. If our most destructive impulses are just the raw truth of our existence, and our compassion is just a pretty lie we tell ourselves, what is the actual value of choosing to tell that beautiful, tragic lie every day? Really, what is the worth of a song that you're just singing to a ghost?